Hey there, true believers, and welcome to another episode of That 90s Spider-Man Show, where we talk about Spider-Man the Animated Series, episode by episode. This time around, we're talking about Season 3, Episode 6, which is entitled Framed. I'm Henry, I'm one of your hosts this evening, and alongside me, as always, is my resident co-host, Jack.
Yeah, and you can call me, in the spirit of Daredevil, you can call me Battling Jack.
I will. We're going to talk about the episode Framed, which is not about pictures, or about, home videos gone wrong. It's about actual, framing somebody for a crime. Who's been framed? Well, why won't we find out? You ready to swing right in, Jack?
Yeah, sure.
There it is. So,
While we're here,
we might as well, We start on the coldest of cold opens. Jesus Christ. So, it's a courtroom, and Peter Parker is being accused of treason.
Yeah, why not?
Sure, why not? All of his friends, his family, even J. Jonah Jameson is there to watch Peter, be tried for treason, possibly hanged after it.
There's two types of reactions to him during this whole bit. It's either you know Peter and you're in floods of tears,
Yeah?
or you don't know Peter and you're so fucking mad. Because every single person, whether it's the judge, the lawyers, random people in the crowd, the security officers, the press, they're all so mad. And they're all scowling at him the whole time.
I feel there's a third subset of people who know him and also are mad at him.
Yeah, and that's just Aunt Anna, right?
Yeah, but it counts.
Perpetually mad online.
Yeah.
Aunt Anna, in 2020, she's posting transphobic comments on Mumsnet.
She was on social media because she pointed a gun at a 12-year-old black boy. But yeah, she's mad at him and she knows him. And why is she mad at him? Because she thinks that Peter committed treason. As far as anything goes, a pretty good reason. Anyway, yeah, his lawyer, who's a blonde dude, is kind of like, hey, I don't think Peter did this. Can we, have some time? Can I, bail him out so we can go find clues to prove his innocence? And the judge is like, fuck you, no.
Yeah, that's not how it
He's
works.
a traitor. He's just a traitor to the country. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Peter's then taken to a police van where he'll be taken to jail. And obviously he's being grappled and manhandled, and he's like, I can't just kill everybody here because they'll know I'm Spider-Man. Actually, that's not even the thing. He goes, I can't kill everybody here because they'll know I'm Spider-Man, and that would be bad for Aunt May.
He doesn't, which is point, he doesn't say I can't kill everyone here.
Yeah.
That's your interpretation
Yeah.
of it. But yeah, he can't start flipping around and punching people.
No.
Well, I guess he wouldn't punch people in this show. He would throw them.
He might
wet
kick them.
Yeah. He might land on them.
Yeah. Just jump on their heads like Super Mario.
Yeah.
Yeah,
his fighting skills in this are kind of on a par with Mario.
Yeah. Who would win in a fight between Spider-Man and Mario?
I don't know, now I think about it, they're actually really similar, because I've been playing a lot of Mario Galaxy lately, and there's a lot of spinning through a star and getting launched out of a planet you just completed and it blowing up behind you.
Yeah, that tracks.
And he does that a lot in this show, running away from explosions, jumping on heads, throwing giant turtles.
Yeah.
To be fair, he did fight a giant dragon at the start of this season. Right?
Yeah.
Which is weird to think about. That was the start of this season.
Yeah, that was 5 episodes ago.
Yeah.
5 episodes ago, fucking Mary Jane was shooting lasers out of her eyes.
Yeah.
That's something I can imagine Princess Peach doing, to be fair.
Yeah, it's kind of like 2020, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, fucking Kobe died this year, and you're like, oh, that was this year?
Yeah, that was 9 months ago.
That must be Spider-Man's life, Peter's life, ever since he became Spider-Man. It's just
2020 all over.
Oh, shit, that was this year that
Yeah.
I was in space? That was this year I was in the dark dimension?
That was this year I got turned into an old man.
That was this year I got turned into a giant spider with my own head on top, but then it turned out that was a dream.
10 years ago until I got turned into a spider monster, and the Puncher tried to kill me.
And then I gave my spider disease to another old man who turned me into the old man originally. He'd bring certain things up man, remember that fucking wild dream I had where it was a proper neogenic monster mash and I had 6 arms and everything, and Mary Jane's that was real.
That was yesterday. But yeah, Spider-Man he's going through waves of trauma.
Yeah,
and I had a whole bit about Spider-Man in the Super Mario universe, but it's too tragic to even go into that bit.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
I don't want to poke it and keep it going.
Yeah.
But I the notable thing about this particular traumatic event that Peter notes is that it doesn't have much to do with Spider-Man. Although Spider-Man ends up getting framed as well, but it's oh shit, it's my regular Peter Parker life that's fucking up now.
Yeah. Actually, no, I would say, it's always worse to be Peter Parker than it is to be Spider-Man. No matter how bad things get for Spider-Man, it's always supposed to be Peter Parker.
Because Spider-Man can, I was going to say punch people, he can jump on people.
People respect him. Some people respect him.
Some people, some
more than they respect Peter Parker.
Some little girls.
One little girl who's maybe not with us anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Spider-Man's in a police van, and it's like this classic kind of like police van scene. Whenever you see a police van, whoever's in there is not making it to jail.
Yeah.
Without fail. So yeah, the fucking convoy gets hijacked, and he's kidnapped by Spider-Man.
Yeah, who's wearing a really, like, fancy belt.
Fabulous belt. Have you seen this belt before, I think?
No one in this show has seen this belt before.
No.
Or they're stupid as hell.
That can be both.
Oh, Spider-Man's doing crimes again. We know he's been framed twice before, and it turned out that he didn't do it, and it was someone posing as him, and we know that he's wearing the belt of the person who can turn into people using his belt.
Mm-hmm.
And also, Spider-Man is using his webs, but he's also using, to get away, he's not swinging away, he's using a helicopter that he's dangling from a rope from, and he's also carrying around a sack full of grenades.
Like Spider-Man does, yeah.
And it's like,
what
about that looks like Spider-Man, you know? Like, at a certain point, right, does, like, someone just, like, dress up as Captain America and rob a convenience store with, like, a water pistol, and then they're like, oh, let's arrest Captain America now.
What I will say about this is that in this current day, it's kind of fitting that, like, the people trying to help New York get, like, framed by really, really white men in costumes.
Oh, yeah, he is really, really white, isn't he?
Yeah.
Spoilers, it's the Chameleon.
It's the fucking Chameleon. Of course it's the Chameleon. Chameleon just as Spider-Man, like, takes him to a helicopter, and Peter takes this moment, and this specific moment, to go, I wonder how I got here. It's amazing.
It's very hard for him to keep track of all the insane shit that's happening to him. He's like, what insane thing did I do that made this happen?
He's got like a gun to his head and is like, this is a good time to reminisce. So yeah, let's go back about a week then. Okay, so Peter's been offered a job by Wilson Fisk.
First of all, Richard Fisk.
Who is Wilson Fisk's son.
Yeah.
And he kind of takes him to the back with this greenhouse. And I don't know what fucking plant Wilson Fisk is growing, but they are getting him high.
Yeah, he's interesting in this episode, I'll say that. He's
on some shit.
Yeah, he's like the animation, he's like
Nicolas Cage in Bad Lieutenant high.
He looks like he's in like The Sound of Music. He's like throwing his arms up in the air and like twirling around, and he's picking up flowers and holding them to his face and smiling. But then he's doing the Wilson Fisk voice and saying like, I'm offering you a job and I swear it's not evil. But then he's just like dancing
These are
around.
a few of my favorite things. People in banks robbing them with a gun.
Vanessa and Vanessa and
Vanessa is one. Alistair Smythe is going down the stairs. These are a few of my favorite affairs.
Also, he looks really skinny. Like, he doesn't look really skinny, but he looks way slimmer, and it just looks like...
He looks like overweight instead of obese.
Yeah, he's no longer, like, perfectly spherical.
He's, like, kind of oblong now.
Yeah, he's like a pear.
Yeah.
And I just found it really distracting, because I was like, is it just the animation of this episode's a bit off, or did they just decide, wait, we don't actually want him that fat because we want him to be more physically intimidating? I don't know.
I feel like it's both. Like, the animation in this episode is kind of terrible.
In the best way, though.
So yeah, when I say terrible, it's always the best way.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, he looks weird as hell.
Yeah, he's doing some evil gardening, basically.
Yeah, evil gardening. He's clearly just, like, going off the loop now for Lester's left him. He's in, like, the throes of, like, a divorce.
Yeah.
The only reason Richards is there here is because he's been told by his mum to, like, check on Wilson, because just to see if he's okay.
He hasn't eaten in 2 weeks, and he's just, like, sniffing flowers.
You've barely touched your meatballs, Dad.
Yeah, but, this...
I just don't feel like it anymore.
Richard is back from Europe and is now taking over Fisktronics.
It's just us guys, us single guys hanging out. You want to go to a club, son? I'm hip, I'm down.
Yeah, and Richard's back in the fold and he's going to employ Peter, and Peter's like, why? And then he's like, oh, because you saved my dad. Yeah. And then Peter's like, this is fucking sick. My life's good for once.
He doesn't even remember saving Wilson Fisk.
Yeah, I guess it's because he saved so many people as Spider-Man. It's like, oh yeah, I did that one without wearing Lycra.
But then he kind of ran into, like, a fucking ton of beef. Imagine he was just injured after that for, like, 2 days.
But he has, like, tackled like crazy jungle men and scorpion men and vulture men and goblin men.
But this is like a whale man.
Yeah, I guess, but like again, his life is insane.
Yeah, he's just like completely just lost over by this point. To be fair, it was way back in season 1, which is not what Peter thinks, but it's kind of true. He offers the job for Peter of a diagnostic analyst.
Yeah.
Right, so what this is so there's
Are you
like...
actually going to explain this job? Because it's completely...
I kind of find the whole sequence funny.
But, well, because it's the most boring series of buzzwords, is what it is.
There's like a fucking nuclear test happening behind him. He's like, I wonder what's going on at work today. And he's like at this computer just like taking like files from a disk and putting them onto like his own floppy disk.
It really sounds like he's talking up his own job, but like his job is to put stuff onto a disk and then put the disk in a filing cabinet.
Yeah. He's like a glorified, like, fucking admin assistant.
But as he's describing it, he's like, we're running the diagnostic and doing the intel streams and cross-referencing the data against the data set. And then we put it on a flash drive, and then I take the flash drive and burn it to the disk and take the disk. And it's really just a diagnostic preparation diagnostic. And then
if he's
like,
at a party talking to a girl, that girl is already asleep.
Yeah. It's weird. Like, I know this is just, like, in his head. But the way he's telling the story is just like he's getting so focused on the most mundane part of it. And it's like, wait, no, how were you accused of treason?
Yeah. And then Spider-Man's like, oh yeah, like they've really got like really good food in the cafeteria.
Yeah, and I was wearing an onion on my belt, which was the style at the time.
Yeah.
As the systems operations troubleshooter, I just interfaced the diagnostic machine into the computer networks. It gave me a disk pointing out possible memory errors, I/O conflicts, node failures, routine stuff.
Okay, back to the story of Peter Parker. I guess the reason he's so excited about this job is because his current job is super shitty.
Yeah.
And he takes a moment to go like, you know what, JJ, fuck you. I quit. And then JJ does not take it well at all.
He doesn't take it well, but also, like, the level of anger he has at him is the same level of anger he has for him whenever he comes in the room.
Yeah.
So...
I lost his job in a similar fashion to this.
What, where you came in and said, I'm leaving for another job, and they said, fuck you.
Well, I got made redundant, and then, like, when on the last day, they were like, oh yeah, where are you going? And I was like, you told me I was made redundant, and they were, like, trying to gaslight me into saying I didn't get made redundant.
Oh.
And then, like, my boss called me Judas on the way out.
Well, at least he
didn't kiss me on the mouth like Judas actually did.
Did you get any silver, though?
Maybe. Anyway, yeah, so, JJ is, like, hiding how devastated he is. That's what Robbie says. He's like, underneath all the abuse, he's actually just, he loves you. So Peter's, like, got this new life, and he says something like, maybe my life is finally looking up. And as soon as you say that, you know, like, the whole world is about to go to shit. Just one day you can just go for a hot dog, and then the hot dog vendor tries to kill you.
Yeah, not just the hot dog vendor, but, like, the whole fucking food court.
Yeah. So for clarity, Peter, like, on his next day at lunch, kind of walks down the street going, like, one hot dog, please. And the hot dog vendor just pulls a gun on him.
Yeah. Then he proceeds to do the funniest escape ever, which is by slapping the gun away from her and just sprinting into the distance like he's a road runner, just like a puff of smoke.
It is kind of incredible. He's getting chased by all these people, and he's running away, and eventually he's able to escape long enough to change into Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And he kind of says, okay, now I'm safe. But then they still keep on shooting at him because they're like, maybe Spider-Man's an accomplice for Peter Parker.
Because he's just here.
Yeah. I guess he must be doing something bad. Do you think people would be nicer to Spider-Man if they knew he was white underneath it?
Yeah, I guess it's the mystery, right?
Yeah, you know, he could be black, so...
There's that, have you seen that comic panel where, like...
Oh, he's in court, and then he's, like, talking about JJ, he's like, the reason he doesn't like me is because I'm black, and he's like...
Yeah, like, JJ freaks out, and he's like, no, I'm just fucking with you.
Yeah, I'm not black. I kind of think that's what it is. Like, they're, like, kind of, like, preemptively racially profiling him just in case. It's just pretty great, but yeah.
I mean, I guess racial profiling is a just-in-case measure anyway, so why not do the just-in-case, just-in-case?
Yeah, like a precautionary, like, racial profiling.
There's mask profile before we get to the racial profiling.
Yeah, it's like a whole, like, other level.
Yeah, maybe if he just, like, didn't wear gloves, it would be different. He could just show his hands.
It's gonna be like a Batman thing of, like, cover, like, only up to his nose and have his mouth open so he can be like, yeah, I'm a white dude.
Is that why Batman does it?
I'm assuming it's why Batman does it.
Oh my god, that's such an interesting idea. He's just like, don't worry, I'm white.
I'm white, it's okay, I'm white. Because there's no way a black person will get away with the shit he does. I didn't know if I should make this joke, but Batman could just storm Capitol Hill. And like, A normal bad eyelid.
Spider-Man, though.
Yeah. Stop the steal. We have to stop the steal. Donald Trump was robbed. The Democrats, they're getting away with murder here. I have to stop them. Okay, I'm done. So yeah, Peter's kind of like, why do they want to kill Peter Parker? And he heads home. He goes to check out Aunt May. He's like, hey, Aunt May, what's going on? And then the hot dog vendor shows up again, like, surprise, motherfucker.
And then reveals that they're actually federal agents.
Yeah.
But just so happen to be the worst fucking federal agents in the world. Did they not expect him to run away when they drew a gun on him? And they didn't. As far as I remember, it's not like they said FBI or anything. They just drew a gun at him. He was like, what? And then they didn't say anything, and they chased after him, and then just started shooting.
To be fair, actually, no, what am I talking about? How do they fuck up this sting operation this badly?
Yeah.
Because they know he's coming, A. There's like 5 of them. They don't even, like, secure the perimeter. They're just like, I guess we'll run after him now. It's this kind of terrible police work.
Yeah, and also, well, we'll get into it a bit, but I feel like they need more proof.
Yeah. This is a really bad investigation. This is like...
I mean, it's like finding someone with, like, a spliff in their jacket pocket and then being like, this person is Heisenberg.
Yeah.
You know, this is like the fucking mastermind of this drug operation for the whole West Coast.
Yeah. It's incompetent police work.
But I'm getting ahead of myself because why is it they're arresting him?
Well, Terry Lee shows up and she's like, hey, Peter, so we think you're committing some light treason. And then, like, Peter kind of, like, pleads to Terry, being like, hey, you know me, man, I wouldn't do this.
Like, she's a bouncer in a club.
Yeah, despite the fact that the last time she saw him, he was involved in a kidnapping plot. The last time before that, she was accusing him of murder, and the first time she met him, he was desecrating a crime scene.
Yeah, that's true.
This is exactly in character.
Yeah, exactly. And if anything, she's, like, down with Spider-Man, but not Peter Parker, because...
Peter Parker's constantly doing shady shit.
And Peter Parker's said to her multiple times, like, fuck Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So...
And he's like, hey, Terry, you know me. Like you know I wouldn't do this.
She's like his greatest ally, and
yeah.
She's just not an ally at all.
Yeah. It's as good as it gets for Peter Parker. So Peter's like, oh, it's just like a diagnostic disc. And he starts to explain it, and they're like, shut up, no, I don't want to hear this. And they just plug it into this little, like, Walkman thingy.
Yeah.
And it turns out to be government secrets. They're, like, kind of creating this, like, defense thingy. And they're kind of like, hey, Peter Parker, you've been sending government plans to people.
Yeah.
That is bad.
But they somehow figured that it was happening in Fisktronics, but they didn't know who. And then they're like, and now we know it's you because you had it on this disc.
But also you've been working, 2 days?
Yeah, and that's it. He's been working there for a couple of days. And,
like, I think maybe not even 2 full days.
Yeah, and also, like, was he just on his lunch break? When they got him.
I feel like he's just, like, on his lunch break and they think, like, where's Peter?
To be fair, why did he have it on him?
I don't know.
Would you just take all this, like, data from your work and just take it to the hot dog stand?
Yeah.
Although I guess he's young, so maybe he's just... Like,
maybe he's just stupid.
Yeah, maybe that's the answer to, like, a lot of queries in this show is maybe he's just stupid.
Yeah. Either way, like, he's been, like, accused of treason and gets arrested. And Aunt May... considering what is happening, she's kind of, like, not chill, but she's, like, taking it pretty well.
She's taking it about as well as she does when he comes in with, like, a slight temperature.
Yeah.
You know?
She's more concerned, probably. So he's in jail now, and they take him out of jail to, like, meet his lawyer. And it's kind of funny, because Peter can't get over the fact that he's blind. He's like, oh, shit, you can't see! And the lawyer's like, yeah, I know, I can't see.
Yeah, he does say, like, I don't know, really, because he is kind of, like, honest in a kind of nice way about it, where he's like, oh, sorry, I haven't seen a blind lawyer before. But
he doesn't let it go.
I don't know if that's that strange.
No.
I don't know. I guess it's as notable as a blind person in any profession.
Yeah.
Like, blind people need to work too.
Yeah.
And being blind would interfere in being a lawyer, but it would interfere in the same way that any kind of job that requires documents and speaking to people would, if he was just in, like, marketing, then that would also maybe be an issue.
It's probably like a blind person in the Bugle who's like, oh shit, you're blind! And they're like, yes, Peter, now, can you help me with this door? The guy kind of introduces himself as, like, Matt Murdock.
Yeah.
And then Peter's like, oh yeah, you're that famous lawyer who I somehow didn't know was blind.
He's got, like, the most calming, deep voice.
Oh my god. He sounds like Tom Selleck.
Yeah.
Or like Burt Reynolds.
It's not the kind of thing from the Daredevils we got, like, with Ben Affleck and Charlie Cox, it's like I started, like, expecting a different kind of Matt Murdock, but I'm kind of into this sort of like hench.
Yeah.
Cool,
Like Daddy Murdoch.
Yeah, exactly.
He sounds like he's perpetually by a fireplace.
You're my lawyer?
You sound surprised.
No, I mean, I'm sorry. I've just never met a blind lawyer before.
Well, I've never met an accused traitor before, so we're even.
Peter's like, I can't afford you. I just quit my job and I've been working at this company for 2 days. Matt Murdock kind of says to him, someone paid me to do this. It's all cool. You don't have to worry about any kind of money. And Peter's like, he weeps with joy. So all of this was part of the flashback.
Yeah.
And we kind of fast forward to present day where Peter's in a helicopter. He's going, well, I wonder what's happening. He's just been reminiscing this entire plane journey.
Yeah.
It's kind of great.
I guess that's all you could do in that situation of like, what the fuck? Like, can I like maybe think back and figure out why any of this is happening? And the answer is no.
But as soon as he lands, he meets Richard Fisk, who's like, oh yeah, it was me.
And he's just like, here are all my evil plans. I framed you for the stuff I was doing.
Yeah.
I'm just as much of a piece of shit as my dad, but I won't let you know that my dad is a piece of shit because that's still a mystery.
I'm just like an unrated piece of shit.
Yeah.
I'm just a bad person. Sorry.
And then he
also, you will not be paid for the lunch break that you missed.
And then the chameleon, surprise, reveals himself
As Chameleon.
And then they chuck Peter in a cell.
Hey, they kind of mentioned in the cell, like, hey, like, there's like barely any oxygen in there, and if Spider-Man comes to save you, which he might, he can't like break through this wall. I know he's in a tough situation, but like the first thing he does is start hyperventilating.
It was something like a minute of oxygen they said in that.
Yeah.
Considering how much oxygen is just in any room, even an airtight one, a minute's worth is a very small amount.
Yeah.
Like you would start noticing that extremely quick.
Yeah.
I actually will say that this scene actually like made me deeply uncomfortable just because like just his gasping sounds and imagining not breathing actually like really was really
he's fucking
claustrophobic.
asphyxiating.
Yeah,
it's insane.
It's the worst.
They also kind of reveal that they like engineered the escape so like everyone believe he did do it, I guess.
Yeah. And then they just kill him, so it's just like no one will question it any further.
I feel like they'll question it if he got locked in like a random set. Or I guess they're gonna dump his body somewhere.
Yeah,
I guess. But yeah, Peter's like on the verge of death, and then we cut to the roof, and we see a man in red. And he's trying to break into this building, and he's beating the ever-living fuck out of anybody in his way.
Yeah.
This dude is kicking some ass. Like, Spider-Man has powers, and he can like do all this shit, but I've never seen him like deliver ass kickings like this.
And we should say, for anyone who don't know the name Matt Murdock, that this is Daredevil. I think there's something in this show, actually, because, you know, there's that whole thing about how, like, Spider-Man can't punch and stuff like that in this. And I feel like I thought maybe it was just the heroes can't do that, and then the villains can do what they want because they're bad. But I think it's just Spider-Man, because, like, Daredevil kicks all kind of shit, and I feel like the difference is that Spider-Man's webbing people up and throwing them and dodging them and stuff like that, whereas Daredevil just comes in, starts throwing people into each other, kicking them, punching and throwing his billy club around. He, like, absolutely, like,
he's fucking shit up.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of hospital trips and those guys teach him. So yeah, he breaks right into the cell, he's like, hey, Peter Parker. And they kind of escape, and Peter's like, who the fuck are you? He goes, hi, I'm Daredevil. And then they head to the roof, and Daredevil's like, stop here. And he kind of like says, there's 2 people behind that billboard. One of them is really out of shape. And
he's
Peter's
just showing off.
Yeah.
At this point.
And Peter's like, oh shit, that's cool. And in his head he's like, god damn, this guy's a fucking badass.
Yeah.
And
I love that he's just immediately super into Daredevil.
He's like, holy shit, this guy's fucking great. And then like Daredevil kind of like goes to the billboard, goes behind it and like kicks the shit out of these 2 guys. He takes them on his grappling hook and they go across town. And then Daredevil's like, hey, stay here in this balcony. And he just leaves. And he's like, where am I?
Yeah, and it's a good move by Daredevil, who is then back in his civilian clothes as Matt Murdock by the time Peter goes inside what turns out to be Matt Murdock's flat.
Yeah, you probably could have explained any of that.
No.
Yeah. So, I should point out Matt Murdock here, like, he's dressed how he sounds at all times.
Yeah, he's dressed like Hugh Hefner.
Yeah.
But, like, with the shades on as well.
Yeah.
And there is a literal fireplace as well.
Is he got a different pipe?
Yeah, maybe. And he's got his cane, obviously, and he just looks so chill.
Yeah.
And
come join me for a brandy, Peter.
And I know that, like, Peter's got got a Spider-Man, so he's gonna fucking leg it out of there as soon as he gets a chance. But like, I think if I was Peter and I'd gone through all this, I'd be like, you know what? I got Daredevil and Matt Murdock on my side. I'm gonna just have a whiskey by this fireplace and wait for this all to blow over.
That's what I think he tries to do, because like Matt Murdock is like, okay, come sit. I'll tell you the story of how I became Matt Murdock.
Yeah.
And he kind of like talks about like his obviously Daredevil's origin. Peter has many questions. He just ignores them. And effectively, Matt Murdock was an only child with a single father who was a boxer. Unfortunately, he sucked.
Yeah.
He needs to retire soon. He needed to find a way to like kind of make money for him and his family. And it eventually becomes like the beginning of Rocky, except with like less pet shop animals and no hope. Picks up extra jobs for some guy named the Meatball of Crime. And then, like, one day, like, Matt's just following his dad around, and he kind of comes across him, like, beating the shit out of somebody for some money.
Well, he does the whole, like, shakedown of the grocery store and then, like, runs off, like, sniffing that cash you've got. Yeah. Super happy about it.
Destroyed some melons on his way out.
Yeah, and then...
Murdock's just, like, out there.
Yeah.
Didn't you just go, like, hey, son, do you want to stay still? I'm gonna go somewhere. And you have nobody else in your life, but you have to stay here in this empty flat. Or was he just like, he's just taking his son to like the fair and he just runs off like, hey, look over there. And he's like, hey, Dad, where are you going?
I don't know. I guess he just like ran after him and he's just like not good at stealthing.
Oh, yeah.
So his son can just follow him.
He's definitely good at stealthing. We'll get to that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like Matt Murdock is like, oh my God, what are you doing, Dad? And he runs into traffic.
Yeah.
This truck driver carrying like a ton of nuclear waste like swerves to stop killing the kid and gets all this nuclear waste on his face.
Yeah.
So this kid's blind now.
Yeah.
But like Matt Murdock's dad, he's called Jack. He kind of like realizes, hold on, why the fuck was there a truck driving nuclear waste through the city in broad daylight?
And it turns out it's the same meatball who employed him.
It all comes back to the same meatball.
And then we see like a fucking even skinnier Wilson Fisk.
I don't know what happened to him. Like in that, I think it's like when you get like married, you get comfortable.
And also he's like an up and coming like crime guy at this point, right?
Yeah. He's not quite, like, got, like, the wealth to, like, just gorge himself.
Yeah, he hasn't got fucking Crime Central.
Yeah.
He, like, lives in a little studio
He's
flat.
like a beef jerky of crime, not the... He's trying to, like, track down Wilson Fisk. He's trying to, like, give him to the cops. So he goes to the scene where he's, like, hiding behind these barrels. Yeah. And I don't know what his plan is, but he's taking, like, the sticker.
Peels off, like, whatever the fake label is and, like, finds the massive, this is evil, toxic waste sign.
And he's like, finally, I got it. And he turns to, like, turn into the police, and he just, like, stacks it on these barrels.
Immediately just sprints into, like, some barrels and gets caught.
It's impressive how terribly he fucks us up.
Yeah.
He's like, I got them now. Best stealth mission ever.
He could have easily, like, ran around a corner and ran into a guard or something. No. Nope, he just ran into some
He's
barrels.
like hiding behind things. He's like, okay, I'm going to go, and trips over the things he's hiding behind.
It was like a Mary Jane stealth mission in the PS4 game with all the boxes around.
It's literally like that.
Just zoom in on her face.
Wait!
Wilson Fisk is like, hey, what are you doing here? What's happening? He kind of says, oh, my dad was never seen again.
Yeah.
I'm assuming like he ate him.
Yeah, well, all we see is just Wilson Fisk like smiling that I love crime smile, and then presumably being killed, which doesn't really happen that much in this show.
No, he's just never seen again. Maybe he just like went to like the farm.
Yeah, he went to the same farm that Spencer Smythe went to. I think.
At this point, Matt Murdock goes to his room. He retires to his room. Because that's what he's doing. I don't like, even if he doesn't say it, like, that's a retiring move right there. He's got his bathrobe and his pipe and he's like, I must go to my room now and read some more Franz Kafka. So Peter's like, fuck this, I'm going to jump out the window. And as Peter Parker dives out of his window, onto a bus, underneath a bus, and like takes this bus like downtown, at which point he climbs into a sewer.
Yeah, but he like slides into it on his belly like he's a snake. It's really weird.
It's so great. Why not just like take a bus like normal?
Well, he is a fugitive from the law, to be fair.
Yeah, that's true. And in his room, Matt's like, what I didn't tell you, Peter, is that I'm actually Daredevil.
Yeah.
And we go through like stick stuff and like how he learned to fight and how like, the nuclear waste gave him powers and shit.
Yeah, he got all the senses heightened and he started doing crazy flips around. And the kids who bullied him used to call him Daredevil.
Which is kind of a great bully name.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, if I was being bullied, I wouldn't be called Daredevil.
Yeah, but it's clearly like
He's
I don't know, like
blind.
ironic.
Yeah.
I don't know, like calling like a weedy kid like Macho Man or
Yeah.
something like that. Like I can see how it's.
Because he's constantly just tripping over stuff because he's blind and like,
Yeah.
because of Daredevil. It's kind of mean, but it sounds cool.
They also used to call Peter Spider-Man when he was a kid.
Yeah.
Because he used to hang out in dark corners.
He was constantly like sticking to things.
Yeah. And he had a huge ass.
Yeah. That was like they called him Spider-Man. Look at
It
his
was
big
either
butt!
yeah, it was either that or Big Butt Parker.
They have the same ring to it. Hey, look, it's Big Butt Parker. Hey, man, you know I'm sensitive about my ass.
Hey, Big Butt Parker, have you done any treason today? Don't know why he's being bullied by Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
But that's what we went for.
Excellent! Oh my god, it's radical.
How dare you betray our government, Big Butt Parker?
You gotta want to tell me to obey, Big Butt Parker. So yeah, we're back at Casa del Parker, where like Aunt May is just hanging out in the living room, and in the kitchen, Aunt Anna is talking some shit about.
I almost don't want to give any fucking time to Aunt Anna.
She's such an asshole for
she
no
doesn't
reason.
deserve any of this. It's just like, oh, I always knew he was going to commit treason.
Yeah, he's that treasonous look about him. And Mary Jane's like, what are you talking about?
We're going to find out that like she has some traumatic thing in the same way that JJ does with masked people, but
with
she's
people called Peter.
yeah, maybe she like was wearing a fur coat once, and some Peter protesters like threw blood on her. And
Yeah.
she was like, oh, I hate Peters now.
MJ's like, I'm not dealing with this shit right now. She's wishing she could be anywhere else. She's like, I wonder if that cult's still around. And then they go back to the living room and they're like,
For this, I left Baron Mordo.
yeah.
I was
So-
fucking hanging out with my dad in the doctor mansion,
Yeah.
you know, like.
Things were good.
He was like, you know, giving me fatherly love with like flames spiraling around us, and now I just have to hear like my aunt talk shit about my ex-boyfriend.
Yeah. I can shoot lasers with my fucking eyes, and here I am,
Yeah.
like, getting complained at by my aunt. It's a bad time for Mary Jane. They go back to the living room, and Aunt May looks ill. I don't know if she looks that ill. She just kind of just, like, glazed over watching TV.
Yeah, she's like, I'm a bit tired now, and just like call a fucking ambulance.
Because, of course, Aunt Anna is super dramatic about everything. God. They go to hospital, but as they leave, Peter, like, emerges from a manhole.
Misses it completely.
Yeah.
And just goes in to get the costume.
Yeah.
Which
And
is-
I'm presumably he's going to burn those clothes, because they stink.
Oh, yeah.
He's just covered in sewage.
Yeah.
Do you think Peter's, like, gone through the sewers before, that he knows where he is?
Wait, he
'Cause-
goes in the fucking sewers in the first episode of the show.
Yeah, but like fight the lizard. He's not like doesn't know all the tunnels like some kind of weird like ninja turtle.
I think he's been spending a lot of time in there since that day. You know?
Yeah, it's just like when he needs to hide out from Aunt May for a while.
Yeah, the way he went into that manhole, like sliding on his belly, that's not the way someone who doesn't know sewer systems does it.
Yeah, it's like it wasn't like what should I do? It was like sewer time.
I think he goes in there and like fucking Danny DeVito and It's Always Sunny, like looking for gold coins.
Looking over like crow's eggs. And
Yeah.
stuff. So he comes out of the manhole, gets his Spider-Man costume, and he's like, "Fuck, I'm going to Fistronics because if anyone can clear my name, I'll find out there." Mm-hmm. He kind of goes over there, but Daredevil's already there, and he's like, "What the fuck are you doing here, Spider-Man? You're gonna frame Peter again?" And he's like, "Wait, don't like do that. Don't like fight me." But Daredevil just tries to kick the shit out of him.
Yeah.
He's kind of kicking his ass. Not
Oh,
gonna lie.
yeah. And part of it is like, I think Spider-Man like underestimating him, as he says.
Yeah.
And part of it is just like the surprise and not wanting to fight him. But
Yeah.
he does thoroughly get his ass kicked, and it's
Yeah.
kind of awesome.
It's kind of great. Because Daredevil's like not taking any kind of prisoners. He's like, "I'm gonna kick you in the face, bitch."
Yeah.
And Spider-Man's like, "Yeah, I'll still have to see you try," and then he immediately gets kicked in the face. But before like Daredevil can kill him, a ton of guards show up being like, "Oh look, it's Daredevil and Spider-Man. Also, we have a bomb for some reason.
Yeah, we're going to blow up this whole facility just to...
Get rid of evidence."
Yeah.
That's totally not shady at all.
Yeah.
Now, you wouldn't be trying to destroy evidence, would you?
Both Spider-Man and Daredevil like try and like...
Stop the bomb. Well, they kind of try.
Yeah, well, they're like, oh, is there a way to stop this bomb? And then one guy's like, he's got a fucking gun, and he's like, I could either run away when they're distracted and let them maybe disarm the bomb,
So I don't die horribly.
or I can fucking just suicide for this mission for the Kingpin.
Yeah.
And he decides to just randomly start shooting them until they run away, and
Bomb blows up.
yeah.
The next scene is falling debris, like falling somewhere, and it just stops and it's like to be continued. And I don't know what it's about this show, but all the to be continued are terrible. Bar level 2.
I think this is actually an alright one.
I think it's terrible.
They fail to put out a bomb, and they're in a giant factory which is exploding, and there's rubble falling, and they're running away from it. That's a decent thing, rather than like him swinging through a window and the building blows up, and you're like, oh, just jump out the other side. At least it's high stakes.
I feel like it would be better if they just like had that at the bomb explosion, being like, oh shit, the bomb's gonna explode, rather than, oh look, there's some falling debris from the bomb.
Well, I think this is a higher stakes because it's like, not is the bomb going to go off, but the bomb did go off.
Listen, I don't want to fight you, but if you don't stop swinging and start listening...
That's Framed.
Yeah.
What did you think of Framed?
I think we're on a good run of episodes because I like this one too. It is kind of ridiculous, and the structure is all over the shop.
There's no structure.
Everyone kind of acts dumb in it, but there's a lot of silly stuff, a lot of like Lord of the Dance Kingpin of the dance, I guess.
I am the meat of the dance, said he.
Kingpin on the roof.
Kingpin in the rain. The Rocky Horror Kingpin show.
That's terrible.
Mary Fiskins.
Sure. He's great in this, and it seems like they're dealing with like the Kingpin stuff more directly.
Yeah.
And doing that with Daredevil is a good move.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just thought it was a lot of fun, and it basically really picks up when Daredevil comes in, and Daredevil really kicks ass in this, and I really
Daredevil's
like...
the best part of this episode by a long time.
Yeah, and it does kind of boost it up, because I think like without it, it's probably like a pretty average episode, but the Daredevil stuff is really good.
It's excellent. Well, I was kind of commenting actually on the episode, because I was like surprised it was the regular length episode, because they crammed so much plot into it. Daredevil has the chance to like monologue about his entire origin story. And then there's a whole plot about, oh yeah, he's like fighting Spider-Man. Now he's not fighting Spider-Man. Oh, he's rescuing Peter from this like cell. And it's like, how has this been 20 minutes?
Yeah, and
they go through so much.
And I appreciate that it's like a part one as well, because it's like you kind of put in all the start of the plot, Daredevil origin, them fighting,
and loading the bases.
And then the second one can be like, okay, let's conclude this and let's have them team up, and it works really well.
Yeah, this whole season's kind of been like simmering all the way through. Like it's been good, but it's not been like as good as parts of season 2 were. But it's starting to like slowly heat up, and it's starting to get to boiling point.
Another thing to note about is that I read was the fact that Daredevil kicks Spider-Man's ass and is just generally great and like a highlight of the episode is probably because this was meant as a backdoor pilot for a Daredevil cartoon.
Oh, right.
Which never came to be. It was actually put on hold because they were going to like have it coincide with the Ben Affleck movie, but then that like took so long to happen.
And it turned out to be terrible.
Yeah, and then it was like 2003, and then they were like, oh, everyone hated this movie, let's not do it.
That would have been great, actually.
I would have loved a Daredevil cartoon, and as soon as I heard that, I was like, why is there not a Daredevil cartoon? Why is he just in the Netflix show and then like appearing in like a crossover things and other stuff?
Yeah.
Like I think he'd be good in his own show, like a spectacular type show.
Yeah, the Spectacular Daredevil.
And if that got cancelled, then it wouldn't be as big of a thing, because I don't know if there's a lot of Daredevil stories you can tell that aren't the dark ones.
Yeah, like his life is terrible. They'll bum children out.
Yeah, but the thing with Daredevil is that like a lot of the early ones are just like the early Spider-Man comics. You know, they're goofy and they're like fun and silly and crazy. 15 years of that, maybe even 20 before like things start getting super dark, and then his character becomes like the dark character for like a really long time.
He's a bit like Batman in that respect.
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess there's a lot of like similarities actually. I think about it with Batman and Daredevil. But yeah, like I thought it was excellent in this, and like the treason stuff is great, and it's like fun to see Peter just in such an insane position, and everyone like going like, oh yeah, Peter Parker's the worst, and then he has to say things as Spider-Man rather than the other way around.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I really enjoyed this episode. And yeah, the season's like been really consistent so far, and I'm really enjoying it.
I've got some more trivia.
Oh yeah?
I don't know if this is true or not, because it's another one of those things off the animated Wikipedia thing, so it might be bullshit, but...
Oh yeah?
Apparently the production staff from this show got a note from the broadcast... What are they called? Like, broadcast, like... I think it's a different thing to the FCC, but it's that kind of
Board
thing.
of Standards and Practices.
Standards and Practices, yeah, there we go. Asking them to remove the horns from Daredevil's costume.
That looks so stupid.
It would. But also it's a very like,
It looks like a fucking bleeding tadpole.
it's a very like 90s thing to happen. But if it was in the 80s, they would have actually got rid of it. Whereas it was the 90s and they just like explained to them that look, he's Daredevil, he's not
The
devil.
Yeah.
Like he's not dressing up as the devil, he's dressing up as he's like a daredevil and
Yeah.
he's going with that theme and they were like, oh okay, that's fine then.
Yeah.
Which is even funnier because it's just like, well, okay, you were just dumb. You didn't look at
Like
the
some
character
suburban
name.
mums were just like, oh no, it's got Daredevil.
Aunt Anna was
Yeah.
like sending a letter to her senator.
Oh yeah, she was like writing like letters for days. But yeah, that tracks.
Do you want to jump into some comic origin stuff?
Before that, I want to kind of like go back to our season 3 segment. Who's your daddy this week? I think it's pretty obvious this week who the daddy is.
Is it Who's Your Daddy?
Or who's the daddy?
Yeah. I feel like you're directing at me in a way that it doesn't need to be.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, who is the daddy this week, Jack?
I don't really know if I have like if I can back this up, but I want to say Matt Murdock.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Matt Murdock, not Daredevil.
Matt Murdock is like danning it up.
Yeah, just in the robes and stuff. It's just very much like it's almost like a cooler version of like Robbie Robertson vibes, where
Yeah.
you just like the whole like I wish Robbie Robertson was my dad.
Yeah.
Kind of get that with him. Like I want to kind of hang out and like smoke a pipe and drink some like expensive.
He'd like let you like
whiskey
have some of
with
his
this dude.
whiskey.
Yeah.
He'd be like one of those older dads who can't really like play sports or anything like that, but he's like mature and like measured, and he's like, hey look son,
Yeah.
someday you're gonna be a man one day, and all this stuff.
And he's gonna actually be wise with it as well
Yeah.
as cool. So yeah, I'm all for Daddy Murdock.
Daddy Murdock, yeah. Daddy Devil.
And as far as amnesia
Daddy.
goes, there's no amnesia, right?
I guess Peter had like a fugue state for a while, but it's not the same thing.
Yeah, and I guess the show imposed amnesia on us
Yeah.
for not telling us what was going on for half of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the amnesia count is still at like what, 4?
I think we're at 4, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Do you want to hear some comic origins?
The whatever.
I'm not going to go into this super deep because it's mostly the same. But Daredevil debuted in Daredevil 1 in 1964, which
really?
was written by Stan Lee with art by Bill Everett. And the front cover has him in these early issues as well. I don't know if you know, but he has a yellow and red costume.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
That's
it's
so
like
terrible.
it's kind of like the center of it is red, and then the arms are yellow, and then the face is yellow. But other than that, it looks the same as the regular suit.
It's almost like a chicken suit at that point. Like,
It looks more like a kind of a makeshift costume there.
Yeah.
And I think there was a retcon that he like made it out of his dad's like boxing gear. and
it
stuff.
sounds like something that a blind person will put together.
Although they do specifically mention when he's making it in this comic that he can tell by the feel of the fabric what color it is.
Oh, fuck that shit. What are you talking about? That doesn't even, like, begin to make sense. Yeah, this feels like yellow.
I guess he has supernatural powers, kind of.
It doesn't mean you define physics. At least Sailor, like, his fucking powers can take up, like, electromagnetic fields and stuff like that. It is, yeah.
That wouldn't make him now, I don't think.
That's actual science, though, isn't it?
What?
Like, every colour goes to a different wavelength, doesn't it? So, like, you can technically, like...
So he can feel the electrons.
Not the electrons, but, like, the electromagnetic spectrum. Yeah, like, he can, like...
He can feel the electromagnetic spectrum. That's still nonsense.
Yeah, but it's based on actual science.
Well, he can just say, like... He
can feel
the
colours.
summary. This is the same thing as the Hydro Man thing, where you're like... He fell in a thing, and there was a machine that blew up. Oh, that's stupid, but, like... If we add in another thing, then it's less stupid.
It was like Pirates of the Caribbean.
I'm not going to argue that it's not stupid, but like I'm going to argue that I don't care.
Okay.
Also on this cover, the interesting thing is that they have pictures of Spider-Man and the Fantastic Four on it, not because they're in the issue, but just it literally like says, "Remember how we made Spider-Man and Fantastic Four? Well, this is a new guy. He's like them."
Yeah.
So it's like quite soon after, like a year after Spider-Man, like 2 years after Fantastic Four, so it's like very much like one of these early creations, and it's pretty much the same origin that we got in this show and that you get in the show and the movie, but like more of a thing of his dad basically being expected to throw a fight but wanting to impress Matt.
Oh, is that like in the movie?
Yeah. And then he doesn't throw the fight, and then because of that he's killed.
Good.
Another thing to note is that he is called Battling Jack Murdock as a boxer, but he's also just randomly called Kid Murdock at various points,
Sure.
which the first thing that did when I read it was make me think of when Mo is a boxer. And he has that speech when he's like, they called me Kid Gorgeous, then they called me Kid Presentable, then Kid Gruesome, then Kid Mo. And I was just imagining him going through the same thing until they got to Kid Murdoch.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then after that, he first meets Spider-Man in The Amazing Spider-Man 16, which is also in 64. Basically, Matt, Karen, and Volky, they're like, let's go to the circus.
Sure.
They're like, you can't stay cooped up all the time, Matt, you should come with us too. But then as soon as they're there, like, Karen's like constantly like, oh, I feel really bad because Matt can't see anything.
Let's go to the movies, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that, like, I feel like people who can't
so
see, like, or have impaired vision, you know, can do variations of things. But I feel like the circus is something which...
It's intensely visual.
Yeah, and there's not much audio to it either.
It's like the sounds of elephants.
But anyway, he's there, but he's Daredevil, so he can see it because he's got the radar vision.
Yeah,
you know?
but like, they don't know that. They're just like...
Yeah, they're just like, oh, this was a bad idea.
Assholes.
But it turns out that this isn't any regular circus.
Oh, shit.
It's the Circus of Crime.
Is it Craven?
No, it's the Circus of Crime. They're literally called the Circus of Crime.
What a terrible name for a crime organization.
Yeah, but they're basically like a functioning circus, but they are...
Crimes.
Yeah, they do crimes. They're led by the villain known as the Ringmaster.
Of course. Does he like ride around on like an evil unicycle?
No, he has
Step right up! Step right up! I'm gonna take all your money now!
Almost. I mean, he's got a top hat.
Of course he has a top hat!
Yeah, because he's like dressed up. He's like the leader of the circus. He's dressed very fancy, and he's got a big purple hat which has a spiral in the middle that he can hypnotize people with.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
The circus comes to town, and he's like, "You all had a really good time. Now give us your wallets." And then they take all their shit, and then they leave. And then everyone's like, "What happened? Where's all our money?" There's probably a more efficient way of using that hypnotism power to steal stuff that doesn't involve...
You don't need to like create a goddamn circus.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of work to get people to
He
go...
has to steal a lot of money because he has to feed all the zebras he has now.
to make
Why did they get so many fucking zebras?
To get people to come in the first place, he lies and puts on all the posters that Spider-Man's going to be there. And Peter sees this, but then he's like, well, apparently it's for charity, and maybe this will make people like Spider-Man. So he's like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
And he just turns up. Ringmaster sees him turn up in the middle of the show, and he's like, oh shit, he's actually here. I didn't actually think he'd do this. So then he hypnotizes Spider-Man, and then he hypnotizes the audience, and is like, yeah, give us your wallets. But this doesn't work on Matt because he's blind. So he's the only one in the audience who it doesn't work on. And then he suits up as Daredevil, comes in and tries to fight them, and then Ringmaster pits Spider-Man against him, so they fight for a while.
Yeah.
Until Daredevil steals Ringmaster's hat, and then and then uses it to like unhypnotize Spider-Man. Then they fight the circus members who are like, you know, there's a guy who's like, I've forgotten what he's called. I forgot what their names.
Like a trapeze artist? Or...
Yeah, and there's like a guy in a cannon who fires himself at Spider-Man, and like, you know, all that kind of shit. And
that's kind of great. Fighting like acrobats and like the strong man.
Yeah, exactly.
He punches like a bearded lady in the face.
Pretty much. And then Spider-Man's winning the fight, and then
of course he is.
And then Daredevil's like, well, he doesn't need me, so he goes back into the audience as Matt. Then Spider-Man beats them all and webs them up, and then he just hears one guy clapping, going, bravo, bravo, and he's like, that must be Daredevil, because he was the only one not hypnotizing, but I don't know where he is in the audience.
Yeah.
And then he gets the hat and unhypnotizes the audience, and that's the end of their first encounter.
So Spider-Man beat the shit out of a clown.
Yeah. More than once, because he's fought the Circus of Crime more than once, because they're recurring guys. They're ridiculous.
Fucking Batman must be so pissed off.
One of my favorite like dumb Spider-Man comics is one against the Circus of Crime, where like he thinks that it's the Ringmaster, but it turns out it's one
unrelated
of the
crime.
well, no, there's the clown, and the clown has like done a hostile takeover of the Circus of Crime and kicked the Ringmaster out.
It's a fucking clown turf war.
Yeah, exactly, and it's a pretty great ludicrous Stan Lee comic.
Oh, sounds great.
That I recommend. But yeah, that's all I was going to go into with the origins this week. Other than to say Richard Fisk, I'm not even going to fucking talk about him because his comic history is so confusing. I don't think I could figure out if I tried. But I know that he, at one point, was secretly a criminal called the Rose, which might have been a reference where Kingpin is like cutting the rose when he's first introduced, and he tries to fuck over his father and then teams up with him and then doesn't, and then it turns out that he gets killed, but then he didn't get killed because that was actually his friend who had plastic surgery to look like him.
What?
And then
was it like a face-off situation at some point?
it was face on, no face came off. And then it turned out that that guy didn't die either, so then there was a battle between two Fisks. And then Richard Fisk also got stranded on an island at one point and then got cyborg stuff to come back. So there was a cyborg Richard Fisk versus a fake Richard Fisk. And then they fought, and I can't remember who lived or who died. And I got so confused, I was like, fuck it, I don't give a shit.
It sounds like a fucking, like, John Woo movie.
It was like fucking 80s B-side Spider-Man comics. And
You could call it, like, Fisk Off or something.
That's pretty good, but yeah, it was nonsense, and I considered going into that, but I was like, you know what, fuck it, because I guess it's weird lore, but it's not even like entertaining weird lore.
It's just like really convoluted like lore.
It's just upsetting for me because I already had to read it once. You know, like why put me through that?
Yeah.
I guess maybe if anyone wants to like find our Patreon at patreon.com/that90s SM show.
Yeah, we'll leave a link in the comments.
Yeah, if anyone wants to sign up for that, give us a bunch of money and then say, Jack, please talk about Richard Fisk, then I'll do that.
He will do it.
Yeah, you have to pay me to do shit like that.
Not even a lot. Like
I'm not going to do that shit for free. You know?
Hell no. That's the bait of this series. But yeah, like if you want to like sign up to our Patreon and like get Jack to do stuff, we'll just do things for money.
Try not to sound too desperate.
No, I'll do anything you want for money. Not even for that much money, for like a tenner. I'm yours. But no, that brings us, if I'm not mistaken, Jack, to the end of our comic book origins.
It indeed does.
And that, unfortunately, my friends, brings us to the end of another episode of That 90s Spider-Man Show. As always, check us out on the Twitters, the Facebooks, the Instagrams, and on everywhere you can find podcasts. Otherwise, yeah, like, watch Spider-Man anime series and talk to us about it.
Yeah, and check out that Patreon I mentioned. We're getting back on doing those X-Men retrospectives where we're, for some reason, going through all the X-Men movies and talking about them.
Big mistake.
But yeah, you can head over and see that, and all that shit is in the description below, as well as the comic panels that will be over on our blog.
Awesome. Yeah, that's our episode. I had something weird to say, but I couldn't think of anything, so bye.